Hello, friends. Welcome to the Nope Coach podcast. I'm your host, Suzanne Culberg. This is episode 252. What if you're overweight because you overgive? And I called it part 2 because I did cover this topic, but it was like over 200 episodes ago. So especially given it's January, I feel it's a really important and potent time to cover this subject again. So we're full on into the period of New Year, New You, or perhaps New Year, same old you. Maybe I'm a bit cynical, but so many people get really frustrated with their appearance at this time of year. And then they look for something to fix them. A program, a diet, a person, a coach, a personal trainer, a dietitian, a naturopath, a nutritionist, and so on and so forth. And the chances are this is not your first, nor your second, nor your third, nor your 15th rodeo. If you haven't yet checked out my book, The Beginning is Shit, an unapologetic weight loss memoir, you can pick it up from Amazon. Just search up Suzanne Culberg, not the title of the book. Word to the wise, don't put a swear word in your title, makes it hard to find it. But you can grab a copy of it there. Or if you're in Australia and you want a signed copy, you can get one from my website. Just go suzanneculberg.com, resources, book. I digress. The reason I'm so passionate about this is because for me, every year was the same old story. I start the 1st of January on my newest diet. I talk about many of them in the book, but the book is only this thick. If I talked about every single one, it'd be like this thick. The highlights or the lowlights, whichever way you want to look at it, are covered in the book. But it got to a point where I realized that there must be something else at play because I'm an otherwise a smart person and I understand the logistics of eat less and move more. But it was like food called to me from the cupboard. And yeah, I talk more about it in the book, but what I want to talk about today in this episode is what if you're overweight because you overgive? Now, if you are not driving or walking and you've got pen and paper, I highly encourage you to draw this out because we're going to talk about the overgiving cycle. At the top of the page, I want you to write make plans. Now, those plans could be join a gym, hire a personal trainer, join Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or Tony Ferguson or any other sort of shake or whatever. Like you make a plan. You're like, okay, I need to lose weight. I can't stand myself anymore. I've joined the gym. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to go on these days. I'm going to eat this. You go to the shop and you fill your fridge with healthy vegetables and you make a meal plan and you're like, this is it. This is going to be the thing. And then you overgive. Now, a lot of people say to me, oh, Suze, I don't overgive. Let me give you some examples. Overgiving is when you ditch your plans to take care of others. So say you're planning to go to the gym, but your kids give you the puppy dog eyes because they don't want to go into the creche and you think, oh, I'll just skip the gym workout today. Or you go to make the dinner, like you've got all the healthy food you've bought in the fridge and your meal plan, but then you know the kids aren't going to want to eat it, or you're tired because you've had a long day at work, or you just think, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. It's easier to get takeaway. It'll keep everybody happy. I'll do it tomorrow. You sabotage yourself inadvertently by taking care of others. Other people's priorities become more important than yours. So you tell yourself, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. I'll wake up early and walk tomorrow. It's too hot. It's too cold. Like these people need me and I need to do this now. My stuff can wait. Eventually, going around the circle. So far I've got make plans, overgive, then we burn out. So we feel stressed, we feel resentful, whether we're conscious of it or not. In the back of our mind, we'll be like, oh, I wish the kids just go to the creche without complaint, or I wish they'd just go to sleep so I could work out, or I wish they would eat what I put in front of them, or I wish someone else would cook this for me, or, we just get this point where we're really, really frustrated. And then from there, next point going around the overgiving cycle is we overconsume. So you finally get the kids into bed and you're in the pantry eating chocolate, or you're straight to the freezer getting ice cream, or you've said no to everybody all day, including yourself, and you've been good, so you'll just have one, and one piece becomes one row, becomes one block, becomes I've blown it now, I'll start again tomorrow. All day, you haven't looked after yourself at all. So in the evening, you stay up late, tell yourself that you'll go to bed early tomorrow. You overeat, you binge watch, and Then, next part of the cycle is you feel guilty. You might feel physically uncomfortable because you've eaten so much. You might tell yourself, oh, I've wasted all this money on the gym, or my fresh food is wilting in the fridge. And I used to call myself a fat, lazy fuck. I'm not proud of that, but you're such a fat, lazy fuck. Can't get your shit together. And then from that place of pure guilt, you go back in to make plans. Well, it wasn't that gym. I don't like it. I'll find another gym. I'll start Googling it. Oh, it wasn't that coach. It wasn't that personal trainer. It wasn't Weight Watchers. I'll try Jenny Craig. It wasn't Jenny Craig. I'm going to try Tony Ferguson. It wasn't Tony Ferguson. I'm going to try body trim, and so on and so forth. And you get stuck in this perpetual loop. So the stages of the loop. Stage 1, make plans. Stage 2, overgive. You ditch your plans to help, caretake, provide for, look after others. Stage 3, you burn out because you're never actually following through on the things for you. You're not taking care of yourself. You're taking care of everybody else. Stage 4, you overconsume. You stay up late. You eat too much. You probably shop. Amazon Prime is probably your best friend. You may even drink, eat, drink, shop, stay up too late. Tell yourself you start again tomorrow. Feel guilty. Where are we now? Stage 5, you feel guilty. You're like, oh my goodness, I just can't, and then you think the problem is that you don't have the right plan. Because if you had the right plan and you followed it exactly, then you wouldn't be here. And once again, you're in this cycle. And it's like this self-sabotage sinkhole. Because every time you make a new plan, there's more evidence that I'm fat and lazy and frumpy and I can't get my shit together. So then you end up in this never-ending cycle, which is perpetuated by the weight loss industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry which profits from you feeling unhappy with how you look and profits off this very cycle. Because places like Weight Watchers or whatever, every year they have a new book. It's like Weight Watchers Points, Weight Watchers Points Plus, Weight Watchers Pro Points. And if the essence of their program is exactly the same, why do they need new booklets and new promos and new things to keep bringing you back in? Because now they've got the secret. It's Points Plus, it's Pro Points, it's Pro Points Plus, or whatever it is, I don't know. And to add insult to injury, I nearly said industry, though I suppose the weight loss industry is insulting, but to add insult to injury, say you go to this Weight Watchers meeting and you lose a bit of weight. Like I lost 30 kilos, 50 kilos, 60 kilos at different Weight Watchers meetings. And then I'd regain it all back. And I couldn't do the walk of shame of going back there being fat again. So I had to find another meeting. It became geographically unsustainable to be a Weight Watchers member. And all of this to say, what if the answer isn't the next diet, the next plan, the next gym membership, the next personal trainer? What if the answer is simply being able to say no without feeling like a bitch to others so that you can say yes to yourself? You make the plan to go to the gym, you actually go, you do the workout, and you do something that's sustainable. Small, steady actions. You don't go from 0 to hero because that results in either burnout or injury. You take time for yourself during the day, small pockets of time, and you don't have to be the people pleaser, the martyr, the can't say no way. You don't have to be on for everyone all the time. You don't have to over caretake other people's feelings or making yourself so uncomfortable so you not make anyone else uncomfortable. It's really difficult to say no. And so often we swallow our feelings because giving and receiving are paired, like inhaling and exhaling. So if you're forever over-giving, over-caretaking, over-looking after everyone else, the result for that, the paired state, is overeating or over-consuming in some way. People I work with, some are foodies, I'm a foodie, but they're over-consuming. You could be overworking. It could be over-exercising. People laugh at that, but anything done to excess, because often what happens is people have successful weight loss for a bit, and then something happens and they regain it. All they've done is swapped their overeating for another sort of over. So there's been times before I've lost weight, I became an over-exerciser, or I lost weight and I became an overspender. This over-giving cycle starts with the interception point isn't the making the plans, it's the not over-giving, not saying no, putting yourself first, realizing that self first is not selfish. These are the things we cover in my program, Why Wait? Small, sustainable action steps so that you can take care of yourself. Because there's one thing to know eat less, move more, drink. Like I don't drink water, I should say. I just said drink and left that ambiguous. I don't cover any of those things in Why Wait because everybody knows what to do. They just don't do it. What we do cover in Why Wait is how to prioritize self, how to set those small little habits. I call them pennies. I've got another podcast episode, if you scroll back, way back, I think it's in the 20s or 30s, about the penny principle. There's another thing we do called captain's orders, but these are processes so that you turn up for yourself on the daily and you do the things you already know what to do because you don't need someone else telling you what to do. That hasn't worked the last 10, 20, 50 times. It's not going to work now. Get out of that self-sabotage cycle, put yourself first, and that's what we do together in Why Wait. We learn to be sacredly selfish. So if this has piqued your interest, if you head over to my website, suzanneculberg.com, all of the description of the program is there, the dates of the upcoming rounds. The Why Wait is taught live. It's a live program. I'm really passionate about that because then I can help you through each of the modules. We can work through it together. You can get coached on it. So what happens is when you join, you get immediate access. The only thing that's pre-recorded at the stage of recording this, I might change in future. Business model's always evolving. But there's a pre-recorded welcome module, which you get when you sign up. And then you can start taking those actions today so you don't have to wait for Why Wait. It's about getting ready for the program because so many times when we do a diet, we have the last hurrah the night before we eat everything because Monday, the universal day to change your life, you're never going to do this again. I encourage you to sign up for Why Wait, even if the round doesn't start for another month or two, so that you can start preparing now. Like what's that quote? If I had 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'd spend 5 hours sharpening my axe. Sharpen your axe, get prepared, be ready so that you don't do this like you've done it every other time, started with gusto and given up after a couple of weeks. You go through the content of the welcome module so you're best prepared for when we kick off live. There is also a bonus vault, which includes trainings I've done before, meditations. There's a meditation about stopping emotional eating. There's a couple of, being comfortable in your body. But, I don't teach weight loss because I could do a whole other episode and we're getting towards time, but it's not a weight loss program. It is not that. It is a put yourself first program because I truly believe that when you have good boundaries and you put yourself first, the weight takes care of itself. When you focus on that and make that your whole being, you get in this cycle, which you've no doubt been in before. So thank you for tuning in. If you have questions, if you go to my website, suzanneculberg.com, all of the description of Why Wait is there. And you can book a time if you want to chat to me about whether the programs are fit for you, or if you want to send me a message. If you go to the contact page there, you can send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in. And just to finish up, I know the pain of what it's like I basically loathed myself for so many years and to feel like my self-worth was tied to my weight. And now, no matter what my weight is, at this current stage, it's probably the biggest I've been in quite some time. I don't weigh myself anymore. I haven't weighed myself in 3 years. And I feel free because I love me no matter what the size. And that's what I want for everybody. Your self-worth, your identity, your meaning as a human being is not tied to how much you weigh. And when you rediscover that, your life changes. Thanks for listening. Hope to catch you on the next one. Bye for now.